Hey guys, this is Fred with USA Measurements here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Today I'm going to show you how to set up our US 1011 indicator on any existing floor scale. And with our cable that's included with our indicator. This is for anybody that bought maybe a used scale, it didn't come with the display, or maybe it's an old scale you have in your warehouse and you lost the electronics. But I'm going to show you how you can use our indicator with any floor scale on the market. Let's go. Okay, step one to this is finding the junction box. So here on this scale, it has a side panel junction box where most traditional scales have a top access. So all you had to do on this model was just open up the two screws and pull out this junction box. This is where all the load cells are wired. And then you can also see here, this cable, this is the existing cable on the 5x5. Well, this doesn't match our cable that we're gonna be using today. It's a different port. So what we have to do is take this cable out and then wire our new cable in, and then we'll go through and calibrate our indicator. So very straightforward and simple. And that's step one, is to find the junction box. The next step is to open this junction box. All right, so to show you a close-up shot here, this is the junction box where all the different load cells are wired. And here you can see this is the main interface cable with the display wired right here. This is what we're gonna take off. So now we're gonna take a small screwdriver and we're just going to loosen these up to pull out this cable. And now I'm just taking each of these small cables out, and then what I need to do is loosen this piece here to take this cable out. All right, so now we got that taken off. Now the main thing here, and I'll try to show you, is you see here on the side where it says ground minus sigma, sigma plus, minus excitation, positive excitation. That's the wiring that we're going to use for our cable to wire onto this junction box following this procedure. So we'll give you the wiring diagram in the next step. The next step here is to install the cable to the circuit board following the wiring diagram that we provide you. Okay, we have 5 wires that we're going to connect to the circuit board on the junction box. We have red, black, green, white, and a silver, which is ground. So red is going to be positive excitation, black is going to be negative excitation, green is positive sigma, white is negative sigma, and then the silver is your ground cable. Now, if you tilt the junction box on your existing circuit board, you're going to be able to see there's markings showing ground, sigma positive, excitation minus, and you will follow our wiring diagram to wire it to the circuit board. All right, we'll start by installing the cable now to the circuit board. And what I'm doing is just making sure that once I loosen the screw and tighten it back down, that I give it a little tug just to make sure it is fixed in there, it's not coming loose. So I recommend doing that for each of the different cables. All right, and then here you can see I've installed all 5 of the cables to the circuit board. Now we're set to go to move on to the next step. Okay, now that we have the cable installed, the next part is to put the junction box back together, and we're going to put it right back in the junction box compartment, which was that side channel that we showed you earlier in the video. We're going to just stuff the junction box back in there. And now that we have that back in, you can see we have our new cable, which is going to plug into our US 1011 indicator. Next, I'm doing an unboxing of the US 1011 indicator. So it comes with your power adapter to charge the battery, or to use it with the AC adapter. There's your manual. Comes with extra parts, extra cables, lead seal. And then you have the 1011 indicator with the stainless steel mounting bracket. With our US 1011 indicator, in order to recalibrate the scale, you need to first open the calibration panel on the back of the display. You'll need a screwdriver to open this up. Once you open the compartment, inside you're going to see there's a button. You're going to have to press and hold this down and then press the on and off button while you continuously hold this down. If you've done it correctly, it will pop up to F1. If it doesn't come up with F1, then you need to start over in order to have the F1 procedure come up first to do the calibration procedure. All right, so we're gonna start to calibrate this indicator. First, what we wanna do, push the button in the back. And then we're gonna turn on the print button, or press the print and on off button and turn it on. And it'll take us into our F1 weigh mode. So next we're gonna hit print. And this will take us to F1 and we'll press enter again. And then this is where you'd set the capacity of your scale. So it's already been set up to 10,000. That's what the capacity of this scale is. So we'll just leave it. But if you did need to change it, you can see the toggle switches here underneath the bottom. This is left and right. And then this will go up and down in value. All right. Then we'll go up to F12. And this is going to be the decimals, and we're going to leave this at 0 because we don't want any decimal points. F13, this is going to be the number of divisions, and so with the 10,000 pound scale, we wanted to just read in 1 pound increments, so we'll leave that there, but you could also change that if needed. F14, this is if you want to calibrate in pounds or kilograms. So for this sake of the video, we're going to do it in pounds, and so 1 is for pounds and 0 is for kilograms. So we want to calibrate in pounds. This is for the gravitational field. We'll just leave this as is. E scale, this is just getting to the next step. We'll press enter. This is just making sure that the connectivity between the indicator and the scale have no issues. So once it does the countdown and it says end, that means we're good. We set up everything correct. Now this is where we're going to load our calibration weights. So for the sake of this video, most customers on hand don't have hundreds and thousands of pounds of weights. So what I wanted to do is just show you a quick way that you could do this yourself with your body weight and maybe just some other test weights that you may have, like some dumbbells. So here we have 2 50-pound weights, and then I'm going to use my own body weight of 220 pounds to kind of show you how we can calibrate this scale even though you don't have enough weights on hand. So this is where we're going to enter our calibration weight. So 320. I'm going to load these onto the scale. Once those are loaded on, I'm standing on the scale as well. Press the enter button. After it's done its countdown, you'll just press this button, hold, just to exit. And you'll see we're at 320. As I step off the scale, you'll see 99, which is in the tolerance of 1 plus or minus 1 pound. And that's how you can use our indicator to set up with any existing floor scale. So as you can see, after we're done, everything has been calibrated and set up. And so a little background on this was, this is a customer that bought this used scale, and what they ended up doing with us was a trade-in. We traded in our E-Tech series floor scale that was already calibrated and set up, and they got a credit, and we took this scale back. And we thought it would be a great video to show everybody out there how they can take an existing floor scale that maybe doesn't have the digital readout, but how you can use our instrument, the US 1011 indicator, and still have a functioning scale. All right, guys, well, thanks for watching, and I hope today's video has kind of given you some more knowledge on how you can take an existing scale that maybe is missing the digital readout, got broken, or maybe a bought a used scale, and now you can actually still use this scale with our US 1011 indicator. If you follow these steps in the video, you're guaranteed to have a good working scale, and we're happy to help you locally as well. We service 75 different locations where we do repairs, calibration, and services for scales. So if you ever need us to come out and do this at your place of business, we'd be happy to do that. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe.